This is the Global Miranda Minor Group, our home of the culture of Malasakit. This is the Global Miranda Minor Group, our home of the culture of Malasakit. This. Subscribe, like, follow, and share. Sige na please, Miranda. Subscribe, like, follow, and share. Sige na please, Miranda. Subscribe, like, follow, and share. Sige na please, Miranda. Subscribe, like, follow, and...
All right. Hello, Miranda. This is Coach Miranda Minor, and welcome to another edition of our cryptocurrency technical analysis, fundamentals, exclusive interviews, and everything about crypto all in one channel. This is Coach Miranda, and I'm actually doing live stream here in Bali, Indonesia still. So, Miranda, we have few guests for today. Our hot topic for today is about we have a hot topic about the arrest of the Telegram founder Pavel, in France. It's a very very interesting topic because according to our research, and of course this is just a breaking news, happened a couple of hours ago. Obviously, there are a couple of reports that came out that Telegram CEO and founder Pavel Durov, a Russian in descent, has been arrested in France on numerous charges related to operations of social engineering platform. This comes according to unconfirmed accounts via social media and a lot of press reports. According to the report, he was arrested when his plane landed in Bourget airport outside Paris. He allegedly faces charges of terrorism, trafficking, conspiracy, fraud, and money laundering, and more. And of course, one of the things we need to discuss today, this morning, Miranda, is obviously there are a lot of projects which are right now tangent, if you will, with Telegram. As a matter of fact, based on what we have seen so far, when the reports came out, the Ton cryptocurrency developed by Telegram has taken a more than 10% dip from its early August 24 high of $6.86, currently sitting at $5.85 as of the time of this live. So there are a couple of high-profile figures around the world who made a comment, but this time I've invited a couple of experts in our industry who I would like to interview. Obviously, one of them has an ongoing project in Telegram, and one of them is Arca Miranda's ICE team. So let me just put them on the screen with us today. There you go. All right, we're live. Hey, Steve. Okay, I just lost my audio real quick. Just give me a second, Miranda. All right, there you go. Okay, so Bill Starr, are you there? All right, okay, just give me one more time here. I need to... All right, okay, so can you do one more time? Steve, can you say hello?
Hello, Coach. Good day, Miranda.
There you go. It's even better this time. All right, so Belista and Steve, so you guys have heard about this issue just a couple of hours ago, right? Let's talk about this. What's your thought process on this? Let's start about projects in the cryptocurrency space that can get affected. Obviously, or maybe a little bit of an introduction muna, if you don't mind, because some of you are very new to the community. Bilsta, you want to say something high level about what you do for our community?
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate the invitation. Thank you so much, and hello to all the listeners as well. So, I'm one of the co-founders of zkx.com, and the reason why we're so interested in Telegram and Ton blockchain specifically is that we're actually building a trading bot on Telegram. So this news is very important to us because we see the massive growth in Telegram mini apps and specifically those which connect to Ton blockchain. And there's massive flow of users coming in, which is why Ton has pumped 4x in the last 6 months. And we see more and more users coming in, more liquidity coming in. We thought this is a massive growth spurt. So this news, I fell out of bed this morning, Coach. All our co-founders were talking to each other, messaging each other, and the big question is, what's going to happen next? We don't really know. And there's several possibilities, actually. So I think the reason why this is so important is that even though Ton and Telegram are separate projects, entities, and also the people running it are different, the reason why Ton has pumped this year, quite simply, is that Telegram is like the flow of users. And if you cut off or disrupt that flow, then what's going to happen to Ton? It's nothing good. It's going to become another old L1 chain, suffering and struggling to get users. Telegram is the golden egg for Ton right now. So this news is really massive.
Do you guys think it has something to do? Obviously, you guys have heard about Twitter and, of course, Elon Musk about potential censorship in X, right? So is this something that you guys think has some paint of politics? I just want to understand what's your thought process on that. Or do you guys see this coming? Because obviously, what I heard so far, there's, based on what I've seen so far, right, is that there are two things. One, it is a question of him being asked to remove encryption. There's a lot of risks there. Obviously, Telegram users, almost 950 million, almost 1/5 of the entire world's population. And then this company, by the way, has a plan to build a digital currency on top of that platform using Ton network. What would institutions like monetary funds, stuff like that, will do in those scenarios? There's going to be a risk, etc. So do you guys think it's a matter of encryption problem? He doesn't want to remove encryption, or number two, this is about maybe a natural case. I've heard some rumors about, there is some child pornography being posted in Telegram. They're not removing it. Therefore, he needs to take accountability on it. Is there any stain of politics here? Do you guys see that? Is there any risks from those regulators? What are your thought process on that?
I think there's a mixture of different things happening here. So I think there are issues on every social network. Even WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram, there's problems everywhere, right? Even on Telegram. The reason why I think Pavel was targeted specifically is that entities like Twitter and Facebook, they're all based in the US. So the regulators can get to them anytime. So Elon Musk is not that important to them. They can get to Twitter and shut it down any day they want, because those entities are registered publicly. But Telegram is actually registered offshore, and all of its infrastructure is spread out across the world. So when these guys look at Telegram, they look at what's the weak point, and the weak point is Pavel Durov himself, because he is the only product manager at Telegram. He has the key. He can open everything up. He can shut everything down. Now, the reason why everything is dumping right now in the markets for Ton and other places is the question is, will Pavel Durov make a deal to give his key away and open up the access to data? Regulators have to go through him or some other people in Telegram. And our worry is, the worst case scenario here is that he says no and he goes to jail, and then they decide to block Telegram on iOS and Android. And then no one else in Telegram has a key. They can't update the app. They can't change it because he's the pin in the middle, and he refuses to budge. The best case scenario is that the case will be dismissed, but I feel that's a little bit unlikely. They got him for a reason.
Right.
They have something on him. So something in the middle is going to happen, which is like maybe they work out some kind of deal, or he just goes to jail and he just sits there for 20 years, but Telegram can continue as normal, which is probably hopefully that's what we're hoping for. So it won't affect anything else. For example, CZ went to jail, for 2 years.
Right.
Binance wasn't really affected. That's the best case scenario for crypto users, I would say. If the CEO goes to jail, but the entity organization carries on as normal. It is important, by the way, to make a distinction between Ton and Telegram. Ton is the blockchain is decentralized. Now, there's some hot news that happened recently in Ton. They are breaking up the Ton Foundation. into smaller parts, whereby the central foundation now has not that much power over the blockchain. They focus on the technical things. There's now like Ton Ventures, there's Ton Society. There's actually 3 or 4 organizations now which do a lot of the work for Ton blockchain. So even now, they've even kind of broken up the power. So it's not so powerful anymore. They want to decentralize it more and more and more. And there is officially no link with Telegram as well. That's also important to keep in mind.
So that's a good point, right? So let me just try to break it down, and then I'll pass it on to Steve to give us his comments. Number one, the worst case scenario, they block Telegram. If this gets televised, sensationalized, right? Then you'll get to see Telegram blocked in Apple and Android, which I'm hoping not, because there's a lot of connections I have in Telegram today, right? There's almost everyone here in CoinFest. I have all of them in Telegram, and maybe just some of them in LinkedIn, because someone said, you know what, this Telegram is convoluted already. There's so many people there. So let me just kind of dissect that. So it's now sorting to be decentralized. Not all of it is connected to Telegram. That's what you said, Bilster, right?
Yeah, Telegram is separate from Ton, separate entity, separate infrastructure, and different people as well.
All right. Okay. So let me now ask this question. So Steve, let's talk about your insights here. So there's a lot of projects, and I'm sure not just for ZKX, but there's a lot of projects right now in the Ton network, which is obviously the optics is it's connected with Telegram. And Baka Miranda, I'm speaking in English because I have a guest who speaks in English here, so I apologize. So I'll just make it very simple. I'll not make it highfalutin. All right. So Steve, what are your thoughts process? Ang daming projects ngayon, like dogs, hamster, a lot of projects. What's your thought process here? Go ahead.
At first I was worried because actually the first thing that is kind of pumped is actually the not coin. So actually Blista told me about that very very early on, like I think December 2023, when we're kind of brainstorming for a project in Ton previous years. Previous months. So at first, of course, the hottest. For me, I've been seeing a lot of utilities using Telegram. One of the utilities I've been using is actually a sniper bot in Telegram. They actually pump Telegram. They're the first one to pump Telegram for the use case for sniper bots. Like people who wanting to do degens or buying meme coin, shit coin are actually using Telegram to snipe tokens. So I'm not sure how this will gonna affect them, but I've seen recently some changes in Telegram. Like one samples, it's actually the wallet. You need to actually KYC it. I'm not sure why, but some of it actually requires you to KYC the Telegram wallet itself to get the rewards, or maybe if you can token. So I think they're kind of. I'm not sure why they are doing that, but basically, some of the projects that are coming in is kind of. Kind of at risk, because even though the Ton is separate, more of the apps are actually using Telegram. So if they kind of cut it, so a lot of projects will be stopped. I think one of the companies actually is doing FTM. I think he's a higher up there. He's actually planning to do a app in Telegram. He's kind of creating kind of casino type in Telegram. So. That's upcoming projects. There are a lot of projects, like even Tap to Earn. They're actually
so you have Tap to Earn, sniper bots. You have communities in Telegram. You have now trading through trading through Telegram, right?
There's a perp in Telegram. So right. And then there's more about even Tron. Because now the meta in meme coin is actually in Tron. So there's also a sniper bot in Tron using Telegram, and then other guys are actually using Telegram as a we call this a alpha tool, like announcements. They're doing some pop up there. So I think
sorry to interrupt, Steve, but why do projects go to Telegram? Is it because it's easy to go to get people, easy to get traders? Why do people go there?
I think one thing is actually, I think Ton Foundation gives grants. I think that's one thing. Second is actually ease of use. Like, you already have a lot of users in Telegram, and at the same time, I think the onboarding process is easier rather than the Discord, because Discord is kind of, it's organized, but it's actually chaotic for a new person to actually use Discord. And then at the same time, actually, between Messenger and Telegram, Telegram has a faster backtracking rather than the Messenger. Like the only reason Philippines is using Messenger is actually because of free data. But if Telegram switches to free data, then I think more people are gonna start using Telegram, especially yeah.
Okay, so Bill, back to you. So, I know you've spoken with the other founders in your project, and what are you hearing from the community right now, and from the other folks you probably know? Is this creating a lot of issues, or is everyone waiting for a Monday? 'Cause obviously, it was captured on a weekend. In the Philippines, it's hard to be captured on a weekend because you have no way to get out. There's no justice system. You cannot get bailed out. So, what are you guys hearing from the community around crypto, especially those in Telegram today, Bilsta?
I would say overall, this is very, very bad news. Because right now we are heading into the fourth quarter of the year where the sentiment generally right now in crypto is a bit more bullish. Well, where we've seen a recent pump in prices, and we've seen also a lot of positive momentum in the Ton ecosystem. So a lot of projects are listing. It's listing season right now in Ton. And around the corner, I'm sure everyone has been, most of the followers also have dogs token
Right.
allocations. Now, the amazing thing is there's something like 6 billion TBL locked in Binance launch pool alone, not including Bybit and OKX and other launch pools as well. And dogs was going to be I think it was predicted by all of our CEX friends as being the biggest meme coin launch of all time. And that was going to happen next week. And
Tomorrow, actually, it's going to be listed tomorrow.
The question is, will they delay it? Will they delay it? Because it could be a huge disaster.
Could be. Could be. It's Bybit's tomorrow. BingX is tomorrow. What? Binance is tomorrow. Everyone's listing it tomorrow, 26th.
Exactly.
Yeah, they already delayed it. Yeah, it's supposed to be 23rd. Yeah.
So it's scary as a product builder because even we are thinking about launching something sometime later, and this hurts momentum. Like you had Notcoin, huge success, dogs, huge success. But then if you have this block, a roadblock suddenly in the middle, it scares people. All the positive momentum is going to mess things up. So actually, Ton was on track, we believe, to be the third biggest blockchain after ETH, L2s, and also Solana as well. The momentum was so positive. And so this is really, really bad news as a builder. As in regards to the price of the token, it's still really unpredictable. So, we want to see upwards growth on all of these projects. It just brings a lot of liquidity in. And something like, so many millions of users in Telegram are now crypto holders. So that creates a secondary market for DeFi. So we want to see but if that momentum is stopped, the user flow is stopped, then DeFi will suffer later on as well. So it kind of affects everything as a cycle.
So when you say 6 billion TVL in Binance, so obviously there's funding there. I'm sure there's VCs out there. There are people who are obviously into this project, and obviously with this news coming in on a weekend, and everyone else is waiting on a listing date, which is tomorrow, Monday. There's a probability of it getting delayed, and see, my point is that's where, if your community is built with, if your project is backed up with big communities, it kind of can go both way. It can work both ways, right? Number one, it can work for you, when there's good hype, community, etc. But on times when you have bad optics, it can also work against you. Like everyone else is, if there's so many people in your community, it can also automatically just get out of the project, and it can cause chaos and the selling pressure of the coin, right? So, anyways, what other probabilities can happen, or what other things can you see with this Telegram negative issue, Steve? Aside, obviously, a lot of things are up in the air. See, the founder is still in jail today. A lot of things can happen, and this is a big issue. Let's not minimize this, right? This is not like a common CEO getting jailed. This is Ton Network, and you have biggest tokens listing of 2024, I guess, right? This is one of the biggest listings so far. Would you agree, Bilsta? For dogs, right? And then for a couple of more tokens. So, you what are other things do you see coming here, Steve?
For me, because Telegram is actually Singapore government is actually using Telegram as an announcement. So, it's actually there to kind of give the masses an upfront information. So, uh, it's actually one of the disadvantage. Like if they shut down Telegram, there is not another messaging app that can handle like more than 200,000 people using the one channel. Like that's it. So I mean, I'm sure how the government will kind of connect to their people. And then the same thing is actually Telegram is actually a big use for crypto people. Like people are actually connected through Telegram, so the networking will be stopped from there because a lot of us are actually using it. So even me and my peers are also using Telegram for kind of messaging. So I think that's the biggest factor. Like I think networks are being built in Telegram rather than Discord or other any other messaging app. So I think that's the biggest disadvantage for me if this something happened to Telegram. Yeah.
I don't. I'm sure we will always say we don't have a crystal ball in front of us on what's going to be the price of these coins going forward. But is there any tip, idea, suggestion you guys can give? A lot of audience, a lot of our listeners right now, type one if you agree with my question, are asking what's going to be happening with dogs, what's going to be happening with hamster, what's going to be happening with the tokens to be listed.
Yeah.
What are the things that you think may happen with the price? Can they, like I think Bilsta said, the listing can get moved. What do you think can happen to the price based on this for tomorrow? Because I already saw, the coin price went down when the
Fun.
issue got released, right? So what do you think? What can you tell our audience about, especially those who are hodling coins right now, like dogs? I know it's a hard
I'll
question,
be
but I'll put you on the spot there, Steve.
I'll be honest. Like for dogs, because I actually got in very very early, so I will probably think it will dump because the market sentiment is there. So it will probably dump because I mean some of the people want the dogs to like go for $2 or 2 pesos rather, not dollars, 2 pesos, but the current situation, it's kind of difficult to assume that even it will stay on 1 peso. So definitely a lot of guys will dump. So if they gonna release in this few days, don't expect anything. Everybody will be rushing in, and then it's an exit. People will exit. So yeah, I think right now it's still Ghostman. So probably I don't know. Maybe it's still part of the process of the month. So they're still included in this kind of setup that everything that releases in Ghost Month will gonna
I know,
go,
and even Alice Guo is in the issue.
yeah, at least go.
Oh my
Yeah,
gulay.
so
All right.
yeah. So for I mean, yeah, I was actually scared for Hamster Combat because it's really exploding a lot. And then if something happens to Hamster Combat, people will kind of stay away in doing the Telegram apps, and then a lot of new people that be onboarding on crypto will actually defer on using the. I mean, in engaging crypto because it's actually onboarding. Like even my mom, she's starting onboarding crypto by using the Telegram Tap Tap app. It's actually helping her to kind of pass the time. Like you got nothing to do, you just stop this. So even it's not rewarding, it still help a lot of people's like yeah, a lot of people that can actually do some I mean pass time using those Telegram apps. So that's really very scary. Like Hamster Combat and then Gems. And then actually one of the projects that actually died is actually Pixels.
Mm.
So when the people get the airdrop, they actually sell it out.
I
Like
heard
and
they
then that's
canceled airdrops of dogs.
I'm not sure because I think they didn't cancel. They moved the date from
Okay.
August 23rd to
Mm.
26th. So those people who actually withdrawn has already sent their dogs to their preferred CEX. So
Mm.
I think it's fixed that way. So but yeah, I think that's the kind of issue now. I'll be honest.
So
My
so your
mindset is
your
also
your
selling
your
now.
thought process is this is gonna dump. That's your
Yes,
okay.
precisely. Yeah.
Interesting. Bill Sta, what's your take on what's your take on this?
I think the playbook is to look at what happened in Notcoin. So Notcoin was the first successful meme on Pawn, and they launched with a pretty low FDV. So before this recent dump, recent 15% dump overnight, actually the FDV of Notcoin was still well over a billion, and they launched, like 2 months ago at a FDV around 500 million. So we're still 2x up from the launch price compared to a few months ago. So the Dogs team have a similar strategy. They're going to launch with a low FDB, and they want to see the community get rewarded. That's the kind of mentality they have. All these guys are actually. This is why the CEXs like these guys, because they have the community in mind when they launch the meme coin, and they want to create a phenomenon about the meme coin and make it help Ton as well. So Ton's strategy is phase one of Ton is the tap games, and they want, for example, to have everyone to have crypto, whether it's the actual kind of like USDT or Ton or the crypto the project token. For example, Steve's mom is playing Hamster right now. She'll get an airdrop for Hamster token in the future. The question is, what will Steve's mom do next? Will she sell the token? Will she swap it? Will she stake it? And that will pull her into DeFi now. So this phase two is to make sure everyone gets some kind of token, and then they start playing with the token in some way, and they even have multiple tokens in the future as well. So this onboarding process is so unique to Telegram and Ton that no other blockchain can match it. So I'm still bullish on this ecosystem. As long as they don't block Telegram in iOS and Android, which is the worst case scenario, then we rethink everything. But whether Pavel goes to jail or not, I think it doesn't make a difference to the ecosystem in the long term. Because as long as the root to user is still there, then everything will be fine. In the short term, this could even be a buying opportunity potentially for Ton and also for Not and other meme coins as well. Potentially, if the kind of result of this arrest is not too severe, this could have been a really good buying opportunity potentially, because if Ton ends up being the third biggest blockchain by the end of the year or sometime in 2025, then even right now, $5 for Ton might be really cheap. It may be the next Solana potentially. Solana pumped like crazy, over this year. What's going to happen to Ton next year? This is the big question. We might be looking at $5 today and think, that was really cheap. Why didn't we just go in really hard? But the question is we don't know. The unpredictability is what's killing us right now.
So
that's the worst. Yeah.
Go finish your thoughts. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead, Pilsa.
No, go ahead, please. Yeah.
So you're saying that there's a little bit of a wiggle room there, obviously, because the FDV today isn't that convoluted or maxed out at this point in time. So there's a wiggle room there from a valuation perspective. Number two, to your point, this could be dependent on how the community will react. Therefore, this can also be a good opportunity for a buying moment if in case it dips. Is that how you kind of see it at this point? I just summarize it for our audience.
Yeah, I want to see the strategy of what the project will do on the launch, and I'm sure, hopefully, they'll make an announcement. If I was the project, I'm not connected to them directly, but if I was them, I would probably be speaking to the CX partners and lower the valuation of the token so that it takes into consideration the recent dump and make sure the community members are satisfied. These guys think long term. Not in Dogs team, they think long term. They think community. That's why they've given out 80, 90+% away to the community. It's a massive airdrop. They've only kept a small amount for themselves. It's vested. I think 10% only for the team and also for ecosystem initiatives. 90% is for the community. So that's why it's gone so big. And so I think they have in mind long-term strategy for Dogs. So this is just the beginning, I would say, for Dogs. And
that's
also,
interesting.
I think there's an ecosystem. There's going to be an ecosystem of Dogs projects and Dogs tokens coming in the future.
It's interesting because I have 1 million dogs today. Someone gave it to me. Anyways, so all right. So it's interesting. So here's so I heard Bilsta and then Steve Miranda. So obviously my thought process is this is coming from a trader's perspective, not on the builder side. Obviously, Steve and Bilsta are builders, right? So for me on a trader side, I call it an HPC or a high potential coin strategy. So meaning I'm not going to be risk averse on certain projects or certain coins. However, I'm going to be position sizing my positions on this particular coin I do have exposure on dogs, but not more than 5% of my entire net worth. What I'm trying to say here is that obviously we all have our, eggs distributed. I just don't want everyone distributing putting all of their coins in one basket. This is just, again, purely from a trading standpoint. Obviously, you don't want to put your net worth into one project alone. You want to diversify that. So, you want to take risks, go ahead. And someone is doing cleaning at my background. Narinig nyo nagwawalis. But, um, you know, I will take risks, but obviously you control your risks, right? I'm gonna take some questions about from the community. If you have questions, please comment down below. Miranda, I'm gonna be taking 2 or 3 questions at this point. Okay, sabi ni Smashboy, there are a couple of projects: Cathy, Dogs, Hamster, Top Swap, Bloom. In fact, I'm gonna be talking to Bloom
Yeah.
this week. We have an AMA with them, Steve, right?
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Legend Story said Dogs is already in Coins PH, 33.33 pesos. It's in Coins PH na daw. Zadel Gaming, always the insiders will dominate memes and alts, where liquidity providers always invest money you can afford to lose. Good point. Good point. Bilsa, just maybe a couple of parting words here. Just a very, very quick live. And I'm hoping to interview you guys again. Couple of words. So, you said, this is one of those that the community has been preparing for, particularly for dogs. Any alpha or insights as to why, it's kind of weird, right? So dogs is listed in Binance. For the longest time, they have not been listing new tokens. But any alpha for the community here on why dogs is something we need to be prepared for? I know there's a bad optics today, but anything you could share to the community.
Yeah, because the Dogs team are a serious team, and they are following the playbook of Notcoin. Notcoin is a very, very successful meme coin. They're building an ecosystem around Notcoin as well. So it's not like a rug project, I don't believe, as most meme coins are. So they try to build utility into the token. The most important thing about this meme coin is that you need demand. You need people to love you and to be in a social eye. So the spread of dogs is unlike any other meme coin ever before. Maybe Pepe got similar kind of like traction in the past as well. But with a meme coin, you want community. And the route to market here is everyone in Telegram is talking about dogs right now. And so everyone and it's spread to crypto in general as well. So when you have such a strong community sentiment, then it's nothing but positive for a meme coin. And then how can they sustain it? This is the big question. What will they do? And what initiatives they'll build? How are they going to build the ecosystem? And what partnerships will they do as well? For example, we will do a partnership with dogs in the future as well. And a lot of other people are already partnering with them. So yeah, I feel this is going to be one of the top 10 meme coins of the year. And the question is how they can sustain it over the long term.
All right, good point. All right, so parting words, Steve Ballista, please promote your work. Where can they follow you? We have a lot of people watching today. Steve, where can they follow? I know you're going to be in my show already this week. You want to excite everyone? Just make it quick because I'm running out of battery. Go ahead.
Yeah, so guys, we're gonna invite you soon. We're gonna have an AMA with Bloom about what they're doing, and then they're also in Telegram. And then at the same time, I'm working as community manager for ZKEX, which is Belista is actually my boss. So, so he's here.
I have the
and
boss
then,
in the room.
Yeah, the boss is in the room. And then the second thing is actually we're doing a perpetual trading app for Telegram, which people can actually trade on your Telegram. We're actually testing it now. So I think Coach, we already approached Coach to actually try it next time, or maybe give some tips, advice on to how to improve the platform. So I think that's it. So yeah, so see you this coming week. This week, this week.
All right, thank you. And Bilsa, we want to have you again. I hope you don't say no to me when I grab you for a quick interview.
Anytime, Coach. Really good to meet you in person. But in early September, I'll drop the alpha. In early September, the second week of September, we're going to launch our Telegram trading bot. So you guys should watch out for it. We believe it will be the fastest and cheapest trading bot plus DEX in Telegram and TON. So we're very bullish about it.
And I heard there's zero slippage at some point.
Yes, zero slippage and price lock, and also you can do options and perps as well. It's a really powerful product. Now the question is, will people love it? We hope so.
All right, that's what I like about our guests. Give different opinions and different lenses. Thank you again, boys, Bilsta and Steve. Thanks, guys, for dropping in my show, and thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
bye.
Coach. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
All right, okay. So that's a very quick insight coming from builders and founders that we invited in our show, Miranda. So someone said it can potentially go dump. Someone said, it depends on the community. Sa'yo, Miranda, ano sa tingin mo? Please comment down below, at sa mga Team Replay, comment din. For me, as a trader, you know what? Anything can happen. Anything can happen on this particular age and time. Nangyari kasi ito ng weekend, so a lot of things still can happen. When the market opens tomorrow, US time, institutions will be able to log in and potentially tell us kung ano ang direction when the volume comes into the picture. So kung ako tatanungin ninyo, I'm not going to make decisions at this point. However, I will take risks, pero make sure that you have diversified risks. Hindi pwedeng lahat ng coin ninyo na kay dogs or na kay hamster or na kay cat sa mga hayop, 'di ba? Dapat kalat-kalat 'yan. For me, and also what's going to be the effect to Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin can somehow get affected, especially for example, yung FTX, wala namang kinalaman kay Bitcoin yan. Pero kung may mga na-discover sila na mga problema related to Bitcoin, then that can potentially affect Bitcoin overall as an industry, right? But again, I'm still cautiously optimistic kahit may nagwawali sa likodan ko. Narinig siguro niyo yan. But I'm very optimistic pa din, but still staying cautious. Obviously, we will never know these things. But it happens, right? It happens, and it gonna be depends on the billion-dollar community, what's gonna be the effect. So, please type number 1 if you get my point. At huwag niyo kalimutan mag-comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. Salamat kay Miranda. I wish you all the good Sunday ahead of you. Maraming salamat po, and I love you 3,000. Greetings here from Bali, Indonesia. Salamat po. Terima kasih.